Hello, wannabes and creators, and welcome back to another mini episode of The Business of Art, the podcast that attempts to demystify business for artists. And I'm recording this a day early because my good friend is coming tonight and staying with us for the weekend. And the last thing I want to do while she is here is record a podcast. I want to be hanging out with her instead. And considering that the only way to record a podcast is in our second bedroom, which is also where she will be staying, it makes it very, very difficult for that to happen. So I really don't think much is going to happen between today and tomorrow because not much has happened since last time we spoke. As far as the Kickstarter goes, we're getting some coverage. We're getting a couple of backers a day. We're trying very hard to do Kickstarter Facebook ads and Twitter ads. But more than that, we're doing a lot of outreach into groups. And we're doing a lot of outreach onto Twitter, direct messaging people, and doing a lot of stuff in that respect. And that's going a lot better than the ads, honestly. In our last couple of campaigns, the ads did pretty well. But what we wanted to do this time was really parse out what was working. What would happen with the ads is we would do everything all at once. So we would run ads, we would do groups, we would send emails to people, we would send newsletters. We would do all of this stuff, and we had no idea what was working, what was working. So I wanted to do a lot better job of really focusing and finding exactly where each backer is coming from. And I can say that even though we're getting clicks to the site from our Facebook ads, we're not getting backing from the Facebook ads. We are getting our backing from our Instagram feed and our Twitter feed and our Facebook feed and our current existing mailing list. And that goes exactly how I would expect, having done as much marketing as I've done lately, is you're doing all of this stuff to get as many people as possible at the beginning. So you build up all of these people who are interested in your product, and you feed them content and content and content and content, and you get people excited for it. And then those are the people you can expect to back. So the bigger your audience pre-campaign, the better you're going to do during your campaign. And that just goes to basically everything that I've read and everything that I've seen from other campaigns is you can find other backers who aren't part of your network. It's very expensive to do that, and you have to hyper-target exactly who you're focused on. The much better way to go about maximizing your backers is to make sure you have an enormous amount of backers before you ever launch, because people buy from people they trust, and people don't trust the Facebook ad. People trust somebody that they've been getting tweets from for a while and getting emails from for a while, that they've seen at shows, that they've listened to their podcast. All of these people they trust, and that is where you're going to have a lot more success than trying to get people in the middle of your campaign. Now, the people in the middle of your campaign are absolutely important because those people are looking at it then, there, and now. So it's a great way to build up new people, especially if you're at live events. But the massive amount of people that are backing our campaign and backed our previous campaigns are people that are on our mailing list and people that are on our Twitter feed and Facebook feed and Instagram feeds. And the more you are nurturing those things, the better it's going to be. I mean, look, our book is not very commercial. My Father Didn't Kill Himself is small. It's very niche. But that niche is, just like we talked about vertical delineation last week, that niche is right where the people that really respond to our material go. And because of that, we were able to get over 100 backers so far on a book that is not marketable in the traditional way very highly. It's a book about death, marketed to an area of the community that doesn't necessarily like thinking about death very much. It is a mystery where most people that are successful on Kickstarter have fantasy or sci-fi. Not a lot of mystery at all. I think when we do our sci-fi books, we're going to do a lot better. And it's small. I mean, it's a book from somebody who, isn't trying to decipher the entire world. It's very personal. It's a very personal book, is what I'm saying. And we were still able to get, 100 or so backers. And, there have been several who never backed another one of our campaigns. But I would say the majority of people who backed our campaign are friends of ours from either our mailing list, from Instagram, from Twitter, or from Facebook, or from the podcast. But generally, if someone's listening to the podcast, they're also on one of those 4 other feeds. So this has taught us, as we're parsing stuff out, that the least effective way for us to go about focusing our attention is on Facebook ads. We do very well when we talk to our groups that we're part of our groups. We do very well when we talk to our Facebook and Twitter and Instagram feeds, because that's where we spend our time, that holy trinity: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And when we talk to our mailing list, obviously at shows as well, although that's coming later in the month, and we haven't done that many of them yet. But those are the ways that we know we are successful. And those are the ways that moving forward, we can focus our marketing. We can focus our marketing in getting people to post in groups, and getting people to respond in our mailing list, and getting people to engage in our social media. Because those people know us, they like us, and they trust us. So we can do a lot with them. With the paid ads, they have been effective in our previous 2 campaigns, but it almost feels like we're chasing money that can never make itself up. And that's the big thing, is if I'm spending $10 or $20 on Facebook for this kind of product, maybe I'll make 40, but I'll most likely get one backer, and that one backer may be a $100 backer, or maybe a $5 backer. I don't know. I'm not sure. And more likely to Facebook ad, which are successful, the successful Facebook ads that we run are about driving people to sites to sign up for mailing lists, their landing pages. They're about people to sign up for webinars and that sort of thing. So they are things that are building trust. And the Kickstarter is not for building trust. It's for selling something. And you sell something when you've already made trust. When somebody already has trust in you, that's when they are likely to buy from you. So I would recommend for anybody to make sure you're building that audience now, man. Like, make sure you're building the audience now. And make sure that those people who you're building an audience with, you really value them, because those are your most likely backers. Those are the people most likely to buy, or the people that trust and like you. Just like you're much more likely to buy something from someone you like, whether it's a brand you like or a person you like. It's very unlikely that you're just going to get an ad, look at it, and say, yeah, I'm ready to buy that right now. You may have to think on it. You may want to be on their mailing list. You might have to get fed ads a few times from it. But what you're not going to do is immediately buy that product. What you might do is see that product. This is what I do, actually. I see a product, I click on a link, and then I go to someone I trust, like Amazon, and check and see if that's the best price. And if we're doing that, then it's a very good chance that the people in your audience are doing that. Now, flip that around. If you are part of a podcast community, or you're part of a mailing list community, or you go to live events, and someone has heard already several times from you, hey, I'm doing this book, My Father Didn't Kill Himself, you should check it out. And they like you and trust you because you're in their ear, or you are in, their inbox, then much more likely that if they had that ad, or if once that product launches, that they're going to go. Now, during the campaign, if someone gets an ad, they can get on your list, and then you can build up trust over time. But dang, that takes a lot longer. It's just a lot longer road to hoe. Because most of these people that are on our list have been on our list for a year, 2 years, maybe even longer than that. If you're talking about the first 2014. Yeah, so they've been hearing from us for 2 years or more, even before Wannabe Press existed. So if you're thinking about launching a Kickstarter or any project, you need to start months beforehand. You need to be building your audience in a bunch of ways. And do you see how during this campaign and during this whole thing, I haven't mentioned Snapchat or Blab or any of these other scenarios, because doing those takes time that I could be devoting to the networks that work. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram work for me. Now, Pinterest and YouTube and other things might work for other people, but the 3 that work for me outside of this podcast are Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. So I'm going to spend my time deeply building those up instead of fracturing them all to the wind. And mostly it's number 1, Facebook, number 2, Twitter, and number 3, Instagram. Because that is where my audience is. And then this podcast weaves in all of those, because when I do a new episode, I throw it out to all of those networks simultaneously and get people to come out. So this is my final dictum to you if you are considering launching a product. Don't wait to build your mailing list. Don't wait till you hit launch. Build your community well in advance. Be giving back to that community at all times. And every day you should be going to bed saying, have I returned incredible value to my community today? And if you do that over a long enough time horizon, you will build people who want to help you. Some of them will help you just because you're you. Some of them will help you because they like your project. And ideally, they will back because they like your project and they like you. That's where you're going to see monster success. So until next time, guys, check out Kickstarter University, check out Wannabe Press, and please, please, please go to Kickstarter and check out My Father Didn't Kill Himself. Throw in a couple shekels if you can. If nothing else, I humiliate myself in very interesting ways. Week 1, I did the spoon challenge where I had to put a spoon on my nose for 170 seconds. The next week, I did crazy dancing very, very poorly for 70 seconds. This past week, I did a 20-second freestyle rap. And the next week, I'm going to be dumping 1 ounce of ice cold water on my head for every $10 raised. So again, I'm hoping that you go to the campaign because you love the book. But even if you just love watching me humiliate myself, there's something for you too. And the ideal is that you like and trust me and you love the book together. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.